I replaced fistful of pills and over $625 a month in supplements with just one drink. One drink that costs about $7 a day. And in just a few days, you can too. Stick around, I'll show you how. A couple of days ago, this box from DoNotAge arrived, and what's inside solves one of the biggest problems in the entire supplement industry: consistency. And honestly, I think this may be one of the most important product launches in the longevity supplement space in a very long time. And just so we're clear, after more than 250 videos on this channel, I've never dedicated an entire video to a single branded supplement product. And DoNotAge is not sponsoring this video. That's how significant I think this launch is. I'm making this video because I genuinely think that this changes the game for people trying to build a real longevity protocol. The official launch isn't until May 1st, so technically this hasn't even launched yet. Now, I've known that this was coming since last September, but DoNotAge wanted to keep this on the down low. However, they sent me the product early so I could try it out for myself. And now, with the public launch coming up, they've given me permission to finally share it with you. Now, I've been taking DoNotAge supplements for years. It started with NMN, but over time, that list has grown to include SIRT6 Activator, TMG, Calcium 8kg, Sulfura Boost, Spermidine, Hyaluronic Acid, and CoQ10. And I recently started Nitralis. Now, that's a lot of supplements, and let's face it, they're expensive. And that's just my core stack. I take a lot of other supplements as well. Now, I'll be honest, taking all those supplements is really kind of a pain. Multiple bottles, a couple of handfuls of pills, remembering to reorder, remembering what to take and when to take it. And because of that, I don't always take them that consistently. And that's exactly why DoNotAge's new product launch is so revolutionary. Because they've taken that core stack, added the missing pieces that most people should probably be taking anyway, like glycine, resveratrol, quercetin, magnesium, vitamins D3 and K2, and combined all of that into a single daily drink. One drink instead of a handful of pills. Now, I'll show you what I mean. Let's take a look inside the box. Now, when you first subscribe, you'll get this same box. First off, there's some literature. We'll get back to that in just a second. Now, this right here is the heart of the whole system. This pouch contains 28 daily sachets of their new product, which is simply called DoNotAge. Each sachet includes all 15 of DoNotAge's most important longevity supplements at therapeutic doses. Then you get this storage box. This is where you store your sachets, and you refill this box every month from your subscription. Now, I've already filled it with sachets from another pouch. You can leave this storage box on your counter as a daily reminder to take the sachet. Then there's the shaker bottle. You just open up the sachet, pour it in, add water, shake it, and drink it. 15 DoNotAge longevity supplements at one go. Okay, back to the literature. It's got some pretty typical stuff. You know, there's a letter from the president of the company. There's some instructions on how to mix it up, but they've also included a one-a-day tracking calendar, plus this little self-inking stamp. Each day, after you take your sachet, you stamp it off on the calendar. Kind of cool. I keep all this stuff in the storage box. Now, the convenience alone is a pretty big deal. Going from a kitchen counter full of bottles to one daily drink makes consistency a whole lot easier. But convenience isn't actually the real story here. The real question is this: are these actually the right ingredients? Are they properly dosed? And is this really better and cheaper than building the same stack yourself? That's what actually matters. So let's talk about what's inside of these sachets. why these specific ingredients were chosen, and whether this really lives up to all the hype. Now, here's the reality most people run into with longevity supplements. The problem isn't usually the science. The science is actually pretty solid. We know that things like NMN, SIRT6 activator, spermidine, CoQ10, and nitralis can support important pathways involved in aging, cellular repair, energy production, inflammation control, and metabolic health. The real problem is execution. Most people don't know what to take, or they end up buying cheap, underdosed supplements that either don't work or don't even contain what the label says that they contain. And even if they do buy the right supplements, they run into the same problem that I did: consistency. Because taking 10 or 15 different supplements every day gets old real fast. You run out of one thing, you forget to reorder, you miss a few days, and then a few more days, and before long, the whole routine falls apart. And then there's the cost. Trying to build a proper longevity stack by buying everything separately gets expensive fast, very expensive. And that's why so many people either give up or they settle for cheap, low-quality products that probably aren't helping all that much. Because the truth is, even the best protocol in the world is useless if you're not actually following it. And that's the problem that DoNotAge is trying to solve. Now, the obvious question is this: why do I trust DoNotAge as much as I do? Because let's be honest, the supplement industry is full of hype, exaggerated claims, and companies selling underdosed garbage with fancy labels. That's one of the reasons I've stayed with DoNotAge for so long, because purity matters. And DoNotAge doesn't just talk about purity. They do third-party lab testing on their products and publish the lab results. They also focus on clinically relevant doses. A supplement can have the right ingredient on the label and still be practically useless if the dose is too low to make any biological difference. That's something that a lot of companies count on. People recognizing the ingredient name without knowing whether the amount is actually enough to matter. But here's the thing I probably respect the most. It's that a portion of their proceeds goes back into longevity research. They're not just selling supplements. They're helping to fund more science. Honestly, I wish more companies in this space worked that way. And that's why when they launch something new, I pay attention. Now, let's talk about why this product is created the way that it is. Scientists have spent decades trying to understand why we age. And they've identified 12 specific biological processes that drive aging. They're called the hallmarks of aging. They include things like DNA damage, chronic inflammation, mitochondrial decline, loss of cellular repair, stem cell exhaustion, senescent or zombie cells, reduced autophagy, and the breakdown of how cells communicate with each other. Each one follows a different pathway involved in aging, and they're the core biological reasons for why we age. They're the processes that drive lower energy, slower recovery, declining resilience, increased disease risk, and everything that we associate with getting older. And here's the problem. Most supplements target one, maybe two of those pathways, which is why people end up with these giant supplement stacks like I did. One supplement for NAD+, another for inflammation, a different one for mitochondrial health, and so on and so on. And before you know it, your kitchen counter looks like a small pharmacy. The ingredients in the DoNotAge sachets have been designed to address all 12 hallmarks, all of them. For me, that's why this all-in-one approach makes a lot of sense. Now, let's talk about cost, because honestly, this is the real sticking point for most people. A proper longevity stack is anything but cheap. If you were buying a month's supply of each of these supplements from DoNotAge, it would get real expensive, real fast. And honestly, if you're getting therapeutic doses from anybody else, same story. A 1 month supply of NMN costs $80 per month. SIRT6 activator is $97 per month. TMG is $20. Calcium AKG is $49. Sephora Boost is $55 per month. Spermidine is $39. Hyaluronic acid is $45. CoQ10 is $30. Nitralis is $98 per month. Resveratrol is $54. Quercetin is $35. And vitamins D3, K2, and magnesium cost $24 a month. When you add all of this up, you're looking at roughly $626 per month to build this stack properly. That's why so many people either give up or they start cutting corners with cheaper, lower quality products. Now, let's compare that to the new DoNotAge sachets. The sachet subscription is $203 every 4 weeks. That's about $7 a day. 15 properly dosed longevity supplements in one daily drink. Now, that's pretty amazing, but here's what makes this over the top. When you refer one friend, you get 33% off for life. Refer 2 friends, 66% off. Refer 3 friends, and your subscription is completely free for life. 15 high-quality longevity supplements, completely free for life. Honestly, when you compare that to everything separately, it's not even close. This is dramatically cheaper and a whole lot easier. And honestly, here's the part that matters the most. The best longevity protocol is the one that you actually follow, because consistency is what produces the best results every single time. It doesn't matter how good the science is if the supplements stay in the cupboard. It doesn't matter how perfect the protocol looks on paper if you stop taking it after 2 weeks. What matters is what you can sustain. And that's what I think DoNotAge really got right here. They didn't just create another supplement. They built a system around consistency. 15 important longevity ingredients in one daily sachet, in one drink, about 30 seconds, and you're done. A supplement system that makes perfect sense at a price that's unbeatable. Real therapeutic doses from the leader in longevity supplements. That's why I think this is such a revolutionary launch. Okay, so how do you get your hands on this great deal, even before the public launch? Well, here's the link. I've also put it in the description below. Just click on the link, set up your subscription, and get 15 longevity supplements at about 65% off the normal retail price. And if you can sign up 3 friends or relatives, you'll get it for free for the rest of your life. $626 worth of the best longevity supplements available for free for life. Just click on the link. All right, that wraps up this video. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys next time.